Mrs. Gherna. Today I'm going to read to you Shih Tzu Cockapoo Max Goes to the Dogs by Joy Behar. Oops, sorry about that. Evie had a very special kind of puppy. Max was part Shih Tzu, part Cocker Spaniel, and part Poodle. A Shih Tzu Cockapoo. The Shih Tzu part made him spunky, the Cocker part made him loving, and the Poodle part made him smart. Let's put it this way. He was cute, but he was also a handful. Sometimes he barked and disturbed the whole neighborhood. Sometimes he dug a hole in the yard as if he was trying to get to China. And sometimes he ate so much Evie worried he would explode. Goodness. He got into the most trouble when he was left home alone. Evie, said her mother one day, we've got to do something about this dog of yours. He's really naughty when you're not here to play with him. He's just bored, Mom, said Evie, and lonely. How can you blame him? I'm afraid this just can't go on, said Evie's mother. We're going to have to make a change. Evie turned pale. What do you mean, a change? What I mean is he's going to have to go to doggy daycare. Evie was relieved, but Max wasn't. He liked his familiar routine of digging holes, bothering everybody in town by barking, and eating so much he could barely move. The day Evie took Max for the first time, he worried the whole way there. What if the other dogs weren't friendly? What if the counselor was mean? After Evie dropped him off at doggy daycare, Max panicked. Uh-oh. Then Max thought, get a grip. I can do this. After all, I play with lots of dogs in the park every day. I can make friends here. But when he tried to make friends, the other dogs ignored him. They already had other friends. When he lay down to take a nap in a nice sunny spot, a big dog named Brutus growled, "You're in my space." When he scratched at the door to go out, the counselor said, "Not now, Max." When everyone finally did go outside to chase balls, Max got trampled by the crowd. By the time Evie came to take him home, Max was tired, dirty, smelly, and all barked out. That night, he had to have a bath. Yuck. And for the first time ever, he didn't feel like cuddling. Will he ever forgive me? Evie asked her mom when she tucked Max in. Her mother reassured her. You didn't like school at first either. Now you love it. He'll get used to it. You'll see. But Max didn't want to get used to it. He wanted to stay home where he was king of the castle. At doggy daycare, he was lower than dirt. The second day Evie brought Max's blanket with them. It helped a little bit because it smelled like home. He curled up in a corner and watched the other dogs play. After a while, Max heard some whimpering. Someone sounded more miserable than him. He went to investigate. He found a dog even smaller than he was, shivering under a chair. It was a Chihuahua. What's the matter? Asked Max. Those big dogs are scary, he said. They never let me do anything. Brutus could eat me in one bite. Really? Said Max. I thought it was just me because I'm new here. No, said the tiny dog. They boss all around all of us little guys. That's not right, Max declared. We are dogs, not dog biscuits. By the way, what's your name? Max asked. Macho, said the other dog. Oh, I see where you got your name, but you can't just sit here feeling sorry for yourself. Let's do something about it. Max gathered all the small dogs in a circle. Hi, everybody, I'm Max. I'm new, and I've got some new ideas. It's clear that some changes need to be made around here. We little dogs have rights too. We deserve to eat at the same time as the big dogs, to nap in the sunny spots, and to get a crack at the ball. Are you with me? Let's all put our paws together." The other dogs yapped wildly with approval. "Yes, right on." Max and the other dogs worked out some plans and secret signals. At lunchtime, when Max scratched his ear, all of the small dogs ran under the big dog's legs to get to the food dishes first. During outside playtime, Max rolled over. All at once, the small dogs leaped onto the big dogs' backs. The big dogs couldn't shake them off, no matter how hard they tried. At nap time, when Max yawned and stretched, all the little dogs raced for the biggest patch of sunlight and took Brutus's space. That night, Max was tired but happy. It had been a good day. He felt like he was the king of doggy daycare. But when Max returned the next morning, there was trouble. The big dogs refused to take this lying down, or sitting up, or rolling over. "I thought you were going to help us," Macho whined at Max, "but you turned daycare into a nightmare." Max gulped. The little dogs looked at him expectantly. The big dogs looked at him hungrily. How was he going to get out of this one? Max hopped up onto a chair so that he could be snout to snout with Brutus. "Now see here, big guy," Max barked, trembling just a little. "I speak for my brothers and sisters when I say we may be closer to the ground than you are, but that doesn't mean you can walk all over us." Brutus growled in reply. He was a dog of few words. Max thought quickly. I bet we could even be useful to you if you gave us a chance." "What do you mean?" the big dog snarled. "There are some advantages to our size," said Max. "We could make this work for you." Max showed the big dogs how the little dogs could help them. For example, the small dogs could retrieve toys from tight spaces. They knew how to make lots of noise in case of unwelcome guests, and the fuzzier ones made comfy pillows. When Max was able to scratch an itch that Brutus couldn't reach, the big dog had to admit he'd been wrong. "I guess you're worth having around after all, little guy," he said, giving Max a big slurp with his tongue. For the first time since starting doggy daycare, Max felt his tail wag. The big and little dogs ate lunch together that day and had more fun playing than ever. When Evie came to take him home, Max thought, "Already? Where did the day go?" "Adios, Max," yipped Macho. "I can't wait till tomorrow." "See you tomorrow too, right, Max?" woofed Brutus. Max grinned. "Et tu, Brutus. It looks like you've made some good friends already," said Evie. "Good boy, Max." Max was happy to go home. He still loved taking walks and playing with Evie. He was much better behaved around the house, although he continued to dig, bark, and eat a little too much sometimes so he could continue to go to doggy daycare. And nighttime cuddle time was his all-time favorite time. But every morning, Max couldn't wait to go back to doggy daycare, where he was the king of the castle. Bye.